In this video, we look how you can buy an investment property for no money down. What's up, Casey? It's Guys here. On this episode, we're gonna look at how you can get into an investment property with no money down. So we've been trying to film this video all week. It has been rainy out all week. We finally got a couple hours of some dry weather. Another storm's running in. So I would love if you would like this video and hit subscribe to get more great videos just like this one. So let's head back to the office before we get rained on and get into the video. So as we go into this kind of time of uncertainty with things going on in the economy and things going on in the world, a lot of people are saying, hey, it's going to be hard and it's hard to get into real estate. So we have definitely seen market trends that have been changing over the past couple months. And a lot of that is due to interest rates and things like that really can prohibit you from getting into a home or an investment property. So wanted to make this video today about some creative financing ways that you can get into an investment property for yourself for zero money down. So we like to say, so for free. So that's what it'll look like. Of course, nothing's actually for free, but these are maybe some ways that you haven't heard of to get into some investment properties. So the first one, and this is for a smaller group of people that meet certain qualifications, so that's a VA loan. So it's a veterans loan, so this is for active and honorably discharged veterans in our military. So I think this is an awesome program as a thank you for serving our country, and an awesome way that you can get in to a home for nothing down. So this goes anywhere from a single property all the way up to a fourplex. So again, you're going to want to talk to a mortgage lender, one that deals with VA veteran loans, a lot, and because they're going to know what they're doing. They're going to tell you there's all types of different, things that qualify and what qualifies and things like that. So what a lot of people like to do is called house hacking. So buy a house with your VA loan, live in it for a year or two, and then you go and you turn that into an investment property. So that's a big way. That's a big help for veterans to be able to actually get into an investment property with zero money down. So this is also great because a lot of lenders across the country, ones that we've dealt with, they offer all kind of bonuses. So they offer no loan origination fees. So some, when you go to buy a property or an investment property, a lot of lenders are going to charge you a loan origination fee. So that can be all the way up to 1% of the purchase price of the property. So for VA veterans loans, they waive those. And then we also work with great partners that also waive the appraisal. So you can literally, if you qualify for a VA loan, get in with no money down. Again, that's no down payment, no loan origination fees. Literally get in for nothing. We had a veteran that we closed a loan with him one time, and he actually got some money back. So that's just an awesome, back at closing. So just an awesome thing that kind of the first thing you want to make sure, if you're a veteran, if you qualify for a VA loan, make sure you talk to a lender and, see if you're approved and take the next steps for getting the VA loan. So the next one is one that we have kind of mentioned and brought up in a previous video, and that is private lending. So we kind of talked about it a couple weeks ago in a way for you to invest by being a private lender. So if you have money but you don't have the time, you can find somebody that is finding a house to flip or things like that, give them money and then split the profits. That was kind of on the private lending side. But if you don't have the cash and you're on the investor side, you don't have the cash but you have the deal and you have you have the time to work a deal, then finding a private lender may be the right thing for you. Again, this is somebody, it can be a business friend, it could be a colleague. A lot of times it's a family member that, maybe even older family members that are, kind of more in tune to the older ways of investing and things like that. They may want to diversify. This could be parents, grandparents, things like that. And you may say, hey, I have an awesome deal. I have the time. here's what the comps look like, here's what the deal looks like, I just need the cash to make this work. So when you find a private lender, most of the time for those, they're going to hand you the cash that you need once you work the deal out, and you're not going to have to put any money down. Now, some may say, hey, I'll finance 90% of the deal if you put down 10%, but a lot of times if it's a good deal and you bring it to them, they're going to say, all right, I'll finance 100% of the deal. Sometimes they might finance 110% of the deal because they're going to actually give you the cost, give you the money of what you need to actually fix the property up to then either sell it or start renting out. So again, private lending is an awesome way to get into real estate with zero money down. There are Facebook groups and all kind of ways that you can find people that have the money but don't have the time. Obviously, always be careful of scams and things like that online that people say, oh yeah, I'll give you the money, and all types of things happen. Make sure you check it out and you know who they are and you do your research and your homework and all that. But, private lending is a great way to do that. And usually how those deals are structured is, again, they may give you 100% or 110% of what you need to work the deal, and then they're either going to do kind of three different options. One is they'll say, hey, you have 90 days to give me back all my money plus 10%. You have 90 days to give me back all my money plus we split the profits. So that's kind of what we talked about a couple weeks ago, where I have 90 days, I need to buy it, I need to rehab it, and I'm going to resell it, and I'm going to make $100,000. If you give me all the money up front, I'll do all the time, I'll put on all the work, and we'll split it 50-50. So awesome deal for a private lender, to have that route. And then you have some that just say, hey, I'll give you the money, and then you're just going to make an interest payment to me, a loan payment for me. Again, they're kind of like your bank. Every month you owe me, $1,500 or whatever that number is to make the deal work with the minimum. So they may say, hey, you owe me this much money. But then if you do sell it or, things like that, then you at least owe me a minimum that I want to make on my money. I want a 10% return, 15% return, whatever that is. So private lending is a great way. Again, take some homework, take some research. May come easy, may just be a family member, maybe somebody in your house, a parent, grandparent, or it may be a business colleague or somebody like that has the cash but doesn't have the time. So you can approach them, and again, they give you the money. That's a great way to get into investing for zero money down. A great way to make it happen, and that's how great partnerships are formed. So make sure that you definitely check out private lending. Again, you can join Facebook groups and join investor groups, and there's a lot of great local investing organizations and groups in each city. So look into those and see who those may be, and that's a great way to find a private lender that you can work out a deal with and get into a property for zero down. So the final thing that I wanted to talk about is creative financing / seller financing. So there are deals out there. Now this one maybe isn't as common, a little bit harder to find. You really have to do the work to find deals that work out and that meet this criteria. So the first one in the kind of creative financing section of this is to assume a seller's loan. So there's you will run into people that they have a loan on their house or on their property, and they either can't pay for the loan, they want to get another loan. There's varying circumstances. Some mortgage lenders, when that owner buys their house, does not allow for this, but some do. So you may find a seller that says, hey, I just want to get out of this property, and you work out a deal, and you say, hey, well, I don't want to go get my own loan. How about I just take your loan over for you? So I'll take over. I start paying your monthly payment, your monthly mortgage payment for you. And a lot of times with those, it's zero money down. So you don't have to put any money down. You just assume the loan from the seller. And then the final one is seller financing. So again, this is maybe in the 1% or so of range of people. Again, this day and age, a little bit hard to find because everybody loves if they could find a seller finance loan. So literally a lot of times that means the seller has the property fully paid off, so paid in full. And they don't want to take a huge chunk, of cash that they would have to pay taxes and all kind of things like that on. And so they say, hey, you know what? How about I seller finance? So I will let you, this is yours. You go to the closing table. I now own the property, and then I start paying the seller a set amount that you come up with every month. So, $1,200, $1,500, $2,000. You start paying the seller that every month, and the seller essentially becomes your mortgage lender or the lender on the property. So a lot of times those are great because you can find a seller that is desperate or needing to move or wants to move on, wants the seller finance it, and a lot of times that's going to be for no money down. So you don't have to pay, mortgage fees, and you don't have to pay for appraisals and things like that. And a lot of times it's no down payment. So you literally just, one day it's the seller's, the next day it's yours, and you just start paying the seller as the bank. And that is a great way to find a no money down loan. So these are all great options. Again, you can find videos and all kind of things online on YouTube that that go into more depth about each category. I would definitely suggest, talk to a realtor, talk to a mortgage lender, talk to, some other people that have been doing these types of things to get more info and say, hey, how do I find these deals? How does this work and all that? Make sure, obviously, as you put deals together, you always want to consult an attorney and your tax, your tax person to make sure everything you're doing is above board. But again, you don't have to get stuck in the traditional way all the time of finding an investment property, putting 20% down, and going through those types of things. There are loans in different ways and programs out there that you can literally get into an investment property with zero money down. Again, you don't have to feel like you got to be some big rich investor. A lot of times, with exceptions to the VA loan, with the other ones we talked about, it just takes hard work. It just takes time, going and finding the right seller, finding the right motivation to make these deals happen. So don't feel stuck. There's ways around it. There's ways that you can get into investment property with zero money down. So again, look into it more, see what's right for you, and always just make sure you keep moving forward and just, make it happen. A lot of times you just got to go out and you got to make it happen, and hopefully you can use some of these ways that we talked about today to make it happen for you.